Right. And I'm pretty sure that's your mindset inside of the ring when it's them late rounds in the fight you just had, round 5, round 6. I'm pretty sure you had to, I'm pretty sure you had to
round
dig
three. Round three,
Yeah, it's crazy to have that mindset. And now going forward, you're 7-0, 6 knockouts, and there's a pretty good chance. Like, I know that fight was at 165, but if you get more fights more towards the East Coast, like is either 160 or 168, if you're fighting at 160, 160 is open, wide open.
Yeah.
It's wide open. I mean, you have, you have Triple G, of course, but he's on the back half. I think after this Canelo fight, he's done. Like, he going to cash that check, and he's going to be done. Beyond Triple G, you got Jamal Charlo. That's PBC. Who knows who he's going to fight? Outside of them, too, 160 is wide open. Do you feel like middleweight is wide open for you?
I do, man. I feel as though I can campaign there. The script's already been written, so to say, in a biblical way. Whatever's going to happen. I feel as though I'm putting in the work. I'm doing what I have to do. After that, man, is nothing but up from here. We got a great quality win for somebody that's trying to fast track March 13th, and it was proven what I was actually internally made of.
Yeah, because people have for the people that's listening, you got to really think about it. He had trouble getting sparring partners, and that's the main part of your training camp, sparring partners.
Yep.
If you're having a problem getting sparring partners, then you didn't have 100% training camp. That's number one. You had your babies, week of the fight. That's number 2.
Correct.
Coronavirus. Number 3. Then you went beyond 2 rounds for the first time in your career on a Showtime card and actually won the last round of the fight.
Right.
So you basically won 4-2 with a knockdown. Not a lot of guys is going to be able to go through that type of adversity and actually come out on top and actually look good doing it. So that's a credit to you as a fighter. So me just watching the fight and then knowing what you had to go through, I think your manager should be pretty comfortable with fast tracking going forward.
Well, you got to understand, I'm an investment to him. So he's always going to be reluctant on what type of situations he put me in. Yeah, the fighter, it's up to the fighter to say, well, put me in a phone booth with a lion, tiger, and bear. I'm going to come out the winner. Put your money on me. But you got to understand, when this guy's putting this type of money into a fighter, sometimes, man, they're going to be reluctant on, man, I don't know, man. I can't just necessarily put all my eggs in this one basket with this guy. Okay, he got a quality win, but what you gonna do in the next step of a fight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? And the thing about it, Cruz, every manager has to make that decision on every single good fighter that they have. Mike, I'm getting ready to say this. You stop me if I'm lying. I seen Cruz fight. I said, that's a star. Am I correct?
You're not lying. I
said, that's a star.
Thank you.
Point blank period. I was like, that's a star right there. Future star.
No lies and no.
You know what I'm saying? So everything that you said is true. The only thing I will add to that is if you know your guy is the goods, if you know you can throw your guy up in the cage with somebody and Cruz is going to walk out, at the end of the day, your fast track doesn't have to be a title fight in the next 2 fights. It can be steps up.
Here's the thing. I was screaming for that. I was screaming for that right out the gate. Because I believe in my skill. I believe in who I am and what I've been through my whole life.
Right.
So I didn't care. Man, hey, man, put me in. Well, hell, this was 89 Mike Tyson, man. I wanted him. Put me in there with him.
Right.
You know? I didn't care, man. I came into the game. I had a destiny when I came into the game. This is what I wanted to do. This is where I am going to be, and this is what I am going to do. I didn't care who you put me in the ring with.
Right. Do you have a preference between 160 and 168?
60. I do.
60.
160. I'm probably taking at 160.
Yeah, because 160 is more open than 168. I mean, listen, I wouldn't mind seeing you in an 8-round fight, maybe your next 2 8-round fights. If they go smooth, you're 9-0, knowing you probably 8 knockouts. You know what I'm saying? And
that's facts.
At this point, like, you have Showtime on your record. You got Showtime
Correct.
on your resume. So I'm looking at it, Cruz, and I'm like, it's up from here. Like, next Showtime card, Cruz need to be on it. Or whoever's card, you need to be on it. Like, you should be Showtime, Top Rank, ESPN, on somebody's television card from here on out, because you already had a taste of it.
Well, as far as television is concerned, the guy was there, Minnesota Fight News. Shout out to him.
Big shout out to him. That's how I seen the fight.
Yeah, we did over 26,000 views.
Right.
And I can't say I was a big part of that, but the markets that I'm tapping into, and as big as I'm growing in the state of Minnesota, Iowa, Illinois, where I'm originally from,
right,
people are starting to know who I am.
And people on the East Coast know who you are too. I can vouch people in Philly know who you are, for sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my big brother, the new Ray Robinson.
Yeah, Ray Robinson, tough, man. Ray Robinson, that's my guy too, man. Like he didn't, actually, his career didn't turn around until he started training here in Philly.
Yeah.
That's facts. Because before he started training here in Philly, he fought Urdinas Ugas, and he got stopped in that fight. After that, he started training in Philly, and he started getting victories. And then when they brought the kid from the UK, and he fought on Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz won. He won that fight, and the judges robbed him.
He beat Calvinakis, the Green Machine or the Mean Machine. He beat him.
He beat him. Yeah. And he beat the kid from the UK on the Anthony Joshua card. So I'm like, those are 2 victories that he should have had. And he got robbed both times. But he was able to handle Mean Machine and the UK kid, because when you in the gym with Boots, Ennis and a bunch of other Philly dudes, if you can handle the Philly sparring, you see every type of style in Philly. That's how I knew, like, Ray Robinson. I was like, Ray Robinson's going to be all right. He's going to be a tough out for anybody at 147. Point blank,
man,
period.
he's tall, man. I was sparring with that dude, man, when I was 14, man. That dude was long. Wow. He was tall. He was a southpaw. And just real sharp, man. And
that was back then, Cruz.
That was back, man. That was back in 03, 04. And Ray Robinson, man, me and Ray Robinson used to bump heads because my frustration with that dude, man, I used to carry that outside of the ring with him.
Right. Right.
I'm like, man, you know, I didn't like him as a person outside of all because of the ring. I was 14.
Right.
But I knew, to me, like, damn, this is one of the best dudes I've ever been in the ring with. I want to be better than him that bad. Like, right. I had a personal vendetta against him, carried that outside because I wanted to be as good as he was.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. That's
deep.
Crazy. That's deep. That's real deep. But that just shows that you had a lot of competitive spirit from the jump, which is spilling over right now, because do you feel like you're going to be at a point with just your team? I'm not just going to say like your manager, just your team. Do you think it's going to be an issue in terms of how fast you're being moved? Like, do you feel like it's going to be a situation where you're not going to be happy with how fast you're being moved? Like, do you think that's going to be an issue going forward?
No, sir. Not after March 13th. My manager realized my team, like you said, realized, man, you can put me in the North Pole in a snow blizzard. I'll find sand. They saw that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you find out about somebody when they back against the wall, and when you step in them ropes, like, nobody cares what you went through prior to the fight. They don't care. Like,
exactly.
The opponent don't care. The opponent's team don't care. The people in the crowd don't care. Like, nobody cares. They're used to seeing Cruz in the ring and knocking somebody smooth out. Like, no matter what you're going through, like, that's what they want to see. So the fact that you were able to put all that stuff to the side and actually put on a show, even though the show was a little longer than usual, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put on a show. Like, that says a lot about you. With no crowd being there, like, was there anyone in particular you heard, like, in the fight? Like, could you just hear certain people's voices in the background? Because I know usually fighters can't because it's, like, the whole crowd and everything.
Yeah, sometimes you believe you can, man. I really couldn't. I was too busy. I was tunnel vision.
Just zoned in.
I was zoned in, man. At the end of the day, nobody's out there taking them punches, man. I can't be distracted on what's going on outside of the ring. A little two and a half people outside of the ring could have been in a fight. I would have never known. They could have had their own fight outside.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny, man, because it's the complete opposite from the crowd. Like, if you're sitting in the crowd, you hear everybody, everything, the hecklers, all of that. Like, you hear all of that stuff. Like, it's absolutely crazy. Now, do you think, in terms of you fast-tracking, are you thinking fast-tracking for you is like 2 years, less than 2 years? What's fast-track for you in terms of time?
I want to be within the next 2 years fighting for a world title to like 12, 13-0, 14-0, somewhere in that ballpark, like Dermachenko. He was a Dermachenko, David Reed, which was one of my trainers in Marquette, yes, which was in Marquette, you know, those guys.
Right.
It's not a far-fetched situation. It's very believable. It's in arm's reach.
And that's a great point.
Anthony Yard did it too.
Anthony Yard, absolutely. Anthony
Correct.
Yard did it. Guillermo Rigondeaux, he did it.
Yep.
Who else? Shakur Stevenson is another one.
Exactly. So it's very well possible.
And you have the amateur pedigree to actually justify it. That's the key.
Yes.
That's the key. I know you didn't want to get into your amateur record, but like it's incredible.
Yes.
And when guys that don't have a lot of professional fights, when they're trying to get either that title eliminator fight to get them to the title shot, they're going to ask the question, why him? Why Cruz? You can literally show them the amateur background. You can literally show them the numbers that was done in Minnesota during a crisis.
Correct.
You can show that. And then of course you have step up fights coming up. Next 2-3 fights gonna be step up fights. You can make a legitimate claim within 24 months. You should be fighting for a title.
That's my personal belief. You know, everybody don't see the same vision you have until you make them a believer. But yes, I totally agree with that.
And that's the thing about that, Cruz, and it's like I'm from Philly. I'm from the East Coast, and it's like the one thing we recognize is when a person can fight, and it's like I'm like, because I talk to Mike all the time. All the time. I dissect fighters like nobody's business. I just find stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, all right, I think they can work on this. They can work on that. And I'm like, I watched you, and I was just like, yo, I'm like, there's only one thing I see with Cruz that he can do that'll improve his game, but I'm like, it's so small. I was just like, I'd really be nitpicking. And Cruz, and I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm like.
Wait, let me stop you.
Okay,
before you go there. Man, anything helps. Anything, man, anything helps. My mental, man, I'm a student of the game before anything else, man. So I'm gonna soak this up.
I'm gonna drop it on you, Mike. You stop. And I told Mike, you stop me if I'm lying. I talked to Mike about the fight against McGregor on the 13th. I was like, yo, Cruz did his thing. I was just like, the only thing I was like, Cruz get on the inside. I was like, he need to look and see where the referee is. Wherever the referee is, he need to clench that arm
Hold
on the other side.
Yep.
Make sure, because it's like if you're not working.
That's true what he said too.
If you're not working with both hands, you don't let the other guy get off with both hands. And I'm sitting up there. That was the only thing. And I'm watching. I'm like Mike. He let this dude get off with both hands, man. I'm like, yo, he kind of making me mad, man. Like I'm like the referee all the way on the right side. They should be clenching the left arm. I promise you, that's the only thing I've seen in your game.
I swear to God, it's funny because man, you're gonna my body shield holder will love you for that comment. We worked on that in the gym, and I promise you, wait till I tell him what you just said. He is gonna be like, shout out to Joe Amos. Like, that is my body shield holder, man. He's a 400-pound dude, man, but we've been working on that. That's my body shield holder. And wait till I tell him what you said tomorrow. Yo, he gonna wring my neck.
Yo, and the thing that's crazy. That's why I got Mike on the phone. I'm just like, yo, like, Mike, I said, if I say anything out of pocket or I say something that ain't facts, stop me. I literally was on the phone with Mike. I'm like, he letting this dude get off with both hands, man. And I'm like, he kind of pissing me off because I'm like, he just laying there. I'm like, he won't grab his arm. I'm like, grab his arm. Like, hey, yo, I promise you. Cruz,
oh, my God. Because we've been doing that in camp. I swear to God, we did this in camp. I can't even tell you how many hours of camp we did this.
I'm sitting up here. I'm like, I told Mike, I said, Cruz, I'm like, he switched from offense to defense good. He switched from defense to offense good. Counterpunch game on point. He pretty much, and another thing that you do that's great, you jab to the chest. I'm a big fan of guys that jab to the core, jab to the chest, jab to the stomach, get the opponent's eyes down. That's actually how you got the knockdown.
Correct.
You was bringing his eyes down pretty much the whole first 2 rounds.
And then with that right hand, left hook. But you got to understand, man, the dude that I fought, man, he's seen it all. He's seen especially with the 10-ounce gloves, no headgear, 8 rounds. He probably boxed a 10-rounder. I don't even know. This dude's been in there with either guys that either fought for a title, which we know Kim Chilik has fought for a vacant title that got stopped by Steve Nelson from Omaha.
Yes.
So the guys that he's been in the ring with, man, this dude's seen it all. So what am I to offer to the table a 6-0 guy that he's trying to upset the hype that everybody's thinking that I am? Man, this dude got 6 fights, man. They ain't never been past the 2nd round. I'm finna drag this young dude through the ringer. Man, this dude ain't been where I've been, which I commend him, his heart, his team, and everything he's been through.
Right.
But he's got to understand, man, this is God's plan already, man. I saw myself here already.
Can't get in the way. Hey, can't get in the way of God's plan, man, for sure.
Exactly. But see, guys don't know, man. I've seen myself here already. I'll say, man, I've been begging for a fight like this.
Right. And
he's
you know what,
failing to realize.
And Cruz, this is the thing, though, Cruz. I said all that to say this. You won your first 3 rounds and got a knockdown. You hit your wall round 4, round 5, but then you came back and won the last round. That says a lot because a lot of these young dudes, they don't get a guy like Martez McGregor and get past him. A lot of these young guys lose to Martez McGregor.
And my manager knew that. I think low key, guys that set you up with certain guys to shut you up. Can you move that mountain that you've been asking for to move? Can you move that mountain? I'm going to give you that mountain. I'm going to let you move it. Can you move it?
Right.
And when you overcome that adversity with certain guys, you have no choice but to open up eyes and ears.
That's right.
And that's 100% facts. You know who else went through that too, Cruz? Terrence Crawford.
Yes.
Terrence Crawford. When he won his title from Ricky
Burns.
He won his title from Ricky Burns. He was screaming, talking how he wanted to step up. Who did they give him? They gave him Gamboa. Gave him Gamboa in his first title defense. Gave him Gamboa. Gave him a home game. Don't get me wrong. Gave him a home game. But he was screaming for that smoke, and I think they did the same thing to Terrence Crawford. He's like, you know what? You're doing a whole lot of talking. Let's put this in front of you, see if you can move that. But it goes to what you said. He got rid of Yuriorkis Gamboa, and at that point, they took the training wheels off.
Yeah.
They took the training wheels off and just let him ride. And I feel like this Martez McGregor, when the opponent and the circumstances, I personally feel like the training wheels should be taken off. Mike, chime in on it. I feel like the training wheels need to be taken off.
Man, I'm going to say this from day one, man. Hitman been asking for the best of the best from his debut, from the amateurs to fight number 1. So the Martez McGregor fight, I was the last one of the 3 of us to actually watch the fight. But I heard about him from Coach Reck. He had told me about him, and I didn't really know too much about him. But after watching the fight, I'm like, dude is tough. McGregor is definitely tough, and I got a lot of respect for him now and a lot of those guys from Chicago. But as far as Hitman concerned, man, I know he ready for them dogs and triple G's. You know what I mean? He been ready for that from day one. So I ain't got no doubt in my way at all.
Yeah. So it's Cruz. if you got somebody from the East Coast saying it, and Mike your Peoples, you know what I'm saying, and he's known that from day one, and we're considered, I guess you could say, outsiders compared to your actual like team. Hey, bro, if we see that shit, at the end of the day, I think they see it as well. But like you said, managers, promoters, they look at their fighters as investments.
Investments, yes.
But I also look at it, Cruz. I'm like, me personally, if I'm investing in you, I'd rather find out who you are early before I invest a whole bunch of money or a whole bunch of time in you. I'd rather find out early, which is exactly what they did. So I want for them to continue that, because I'm like, you keep the training wheels on too long, you can hinder a guy's career. I mean, look at Wilder.
Yes.
Look at Wilder. They had
and you know, I like Wilder as a person, but I knew he was not going to be able to, skill-wise, he wasn't messing with Tyson Fury, but because me and Wilder fought on the same team together, I got to know Wilder as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I was so biased, but it takes seriously, it takes for me to like you as a person or like you as be a fan of yours as a fighter.
Right.
Unless I just know, like, you Sweet Pete Pernell Whitaker, which is my favorite fighter of all time. Like,
oh, man, I just put a post up on him today, man. He's in my top 5, man. Like,
watching right now as we speak.
Yeah, so guys like that, like, I've never met him, but you're my favorite fighter of all time because, man, I see what you do.
Yeah.
You know, I met Wilder. We fought on the same team, which I'm like, man, I like Wilder as a person. Whether I'm going to ride with you till the wheels fall off because I've met you, I like you.
Right. But, hey, skills is skills at the end of the day.
Correct. Exactly. Yes, you're absolutely right.
And at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like, a lot of Deontay Wilder's career, what he fought, about 25, 30 fights before he stepped in the ring with anybody of relevance. Yeah. Let
me stop you right there. Let me interrupt what you're saying to say this. I say that to say this. Deontay Wilder is still learning on the job. You got to understand, man, the man had less than 50 fights in the amateurs. He was already almost 19, 20 years old when he started amateur boxing.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the things they had to do, man, they had to do that for this guy. Like, he didn't come from the background that me, Crawford, even hell, as young as even Errol Spence was young, considering he started at 15, considering Wilder started at 19, 20. You know what I mean? The guys that Danny Garcia started at whatever age in the silver gloves. Crawford in the silver gloves, me in the silver gloves.
Right.
He didn't get that luxury.
Yeah, and that's true as well. That's true as well, which goes to him having all of those fights, you know, prior to him stepping up in competition. But his right hand is so lethal. They tried to take their time with him. Like, he never got a chance to really work on his game, like, in fights, because he was getting his guys up out of there. But for him to get to 42-0 with 41 knockouts, with less than 50 amateur fights, and he's learning on the job, I hate when people call Deontay Wilder a bum. I'm like, you bugging. Like, you're bugging at the end of the day.
Right.
Like, you're bugging, because I'm like, what makes him great is that he can send everybody home at any point during the fight.
Yes, he can.
Like, he can tell everybody to pack their bags and go home once he lands that right hand. And I'm like,
and you know it's over with.
And you know it's over with. And I'm like, Tyson Fury is just a bad style matchup. It's a bad style matchup for him. You know what I'm saying?
But see, okay, now had he been in the amateurs like we have, he'd have been able to deal with that type of style. It would have not had hindered what he was doing, his game plan.
Yeah.
He would have seen it sometime in the later, some shape, fashion, or form in his career.
Yeah, and that's 100% correct. And the thing with Wilder, he gets caught with the same combination from Tyson Fury, like in both fights, because Wilder's not fundamentally tight when it comes down. Like when he backs up, Cruz, you already know you can't back up in a straight line. You gotta give it you either gotta give an angle here, angle there. When he backs up, he backs straight up. So Tyson Fury hits him with the lead left hook in the right hand every single time, and he lands it. And that's what gets him in trouble. But it's small fundamentals that can turn into big issues fight time. And I think that's what makes Tyson Fury so difficult for Deontay Wilder, because Tyson Fury, from a technical standpoint, is similar to you and other guys that started at a young age, and they're just technically sound.
If you don't mind me jumping in on this one, I will say Tyson Fury is going to sleep in the third fight. I'm going to go on record and say that.
Ooh.
I'm going to go on record and say that. And I will also say, if Deontay Wilder goes to the body with that right hand, oh my God.
I was thinking he was going to do that in a second. He just put the jab to the body. I was thinking, man, he needs to put some shots to the body, would hinder this second fight.
Yep.
Yeah, he was starting to jab. He was starting to jab to the body, and people, it's crazy because people act like Tyson Fury was just doing some crazy shit in the second fight. I'm like, listen, Tyson Fury won the first round. Wilder won the second round. I'm like, okay, third round. I'm like, let's see if Deontay Wilder starts figuring him out. And he got hit with an equilibrium shot. Never got his legs back.
Yeah. Yep.
Never got his legs back. I was like, that happens. Like, Cruz, you taking a shot like that, it might take you a round or two, but you're going to get your legs back. For some reason, with heavyweights, they just don't get their legs back from that shot.
In the first fight, my first adversity fight with McGregor, I actually took an elbow to my eye. And I don't know if you noticed, but in like I had him on the ropes and I pulled out of the ropes to get my vision back because I've never taken that adversity before. I'm like, damn, I just caught it. No, this was in the first round.
Oh, shit.
And you can go back and watch. You can see me fighting with the man, and I pull out.
You camouflage that shit real well, man, because you was letting your hands go with that first round. I was
but I had to pull out in the first round to let it be known, like, man, hold up. I'd rather pull out than me keep trucking, can't see, to get caught with something that I do not want to get caught with.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
I thought I was being smart, but at the same time being cautious as well. So I understand the adversity, man. These guys got to come through, man. Hold up, let me pull out real fast. Man, we still got what? It's the first round. We still got 18 minutes left. Yeah. I ain't in no rush.
Facts. I can go back and watch your fight. I'll notice it because you said something, but I'm like, but that's great on your part, though, Cruz. The fact part of being a great fighter is actually camouflaging when shit is wrong. If you hurt, you got to camouflage it. Like, you can't let them know that. You got hit in your eye with an elbow. You can't let them know. Like, I didn't know that. Mike, I know you didn't know that because you ain't say nothing to me about it.
No, I didn't. He told me, and you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I ain't serious. But, yeah, he told me to say that.
That's crazy, but that's inside information for the people that's listening. It's always something going on with a fighter. Before the fight, during the fight, it doesn't matter. A fighter has to go through some type of adversity at the end of the day. And that's great. Who you got in the third fight, Cruz? Wilder Fury.
Man, I'm always going to be biased because, like I said, I know Wilder. I know Wilder, man. I want my boy Wilder to win, man. We fought on the same team, man, together back in 2008, man. So I'm gonna be biased, man. I'm hoping Wilder make those adjustments as green as I know he is.
Right. Is it with you knowing Wilder? Is there anything from a technical standpoint that he can do, or he's capable of doing from a technical standpoint to give him a better shot in the third fight?
That he can do?
That he can do.
I want to see Wilder go to the body a lot. He's going to have to. I would like Wilder to start going to that body as much as he should. Like myself, I go to the body so well that I'm not trying to make this a racial thing, but they be like, black fighters don't hit the body like I hit the body.
No, that's fact.
But
that's fact.
Yeah, I've had a Mexican trainer at the same time. They like, man, you hit the body like a Mexican. I say yes, because I had that trainer, but at the same time, I put some hot sauce on my mix.
Right. Fact.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
I would like Wilder to hit the body more to deflate that air out them tires, so to say.
Yeah,
and that might work in the later rounds, man. Even during the second part of the fight.
Yeah, I agree 100%. If I had to pick anything, I would say the body, because Tyson Fury he moves. The head moves.
The head moves.
Head movement, shoulder movement, like he's up top. He's pretty fluid when it comes down to somebody that big, 6'8", 6'9", 270. Like he shouldn't be moving like that. His top shouldn't be moving like that. The head, shoulders shouldn't be moving like that. The only thing that's not moving is that body, and you're not gonna see him in no muscle magazines no time soon. So, but the thing is, Cruz, I don't think he even needs to do a lot of work to the body. I just think he needs to commit the first
right hand. That's it.
Yeah. Yep. I just think
and then he can keep that right hand long.
Yep. He can keep it long and still get to the body.
Exactly. And Wilder, if you got that type of power to a man's head, just imagine what you're doing to that man's soft organs.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the key to the fight. That's the key to the fight. But
that's why G5, not to brag or boast, but that's why my fights have been as easy as they have been. Man, I put a lot of work to that man's body that I make it so easy.
Yeah, listen, Cruz. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not even gonna front. The hooks that you be landing be so clean. Like even your past fights, like your body work that you do, their eyes be so low. Like, to be honest with you, a lot of the knockouts you've got, like you haven't even had to really camouflage the hook. Like you just throwing it, and their eyes is so just off. Like they're just looking down. You throw the hook, and I mean you landing flush. Like very rarely do you see guys landing like really like flush shots, like when they're up against
Trinidad with that hook.
Yeah, facts. Tito was another dude. He used to, I don't know how he used to do it, but he used to just land, his hooks just be so clean when he landed. Like, I mean, like highlight type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's that body work. That body work to do it every single time, because they're not gonna feel it until like a round or two later, and they trying to move, and it's like they in sand. Yeah. But you right though. You do throw body shots like a Mexican. I'm not even going front.
And that's what helps the equation, the problem. That's what helps the problem get solved a lot sooner than original. I don't have to take all them steps to solve that problem.
Correct.
I'm there. I'm right to the problem. Like, I'm right to the answer.
Yeah, and a lot of trainers, and it's good that your team is actually, you know, showcasing that with you, like, going into a fight. Like, that's a part of the game plan in every single fight, because a lot of fighters, they just don't go to the body no more. Like, and it's like you said, like, you're not making it a race issue, but hell, like, you on my show, like, we gonna make it a race issue. Fuck it.
Right.
At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, black fighters are not really going to the body like that. But the ones that do, they are highly successful. Highly successful.
Earl Smith.
Highly. That's fact.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Look, Earl Smith, right? Earl Smith, he hits the body, but he don't move his head like I do.
Listen, man. I'm a Spence fan. I don't think technically he's sound, but I'm like, everything he does is built off of him being stronger than the other guy. And I'm like, you can't get away with that with everybody.
But,
like, go ahead, Cruz.
Well, Bud?
Yeah, Bud beats Spence, as far as I'm concerned.
I disagree with that.
Man, stop it, Mike. That's why you over there.
I disagree wholeheartedly with that. I got to jump in on that one. I got Spence by knockout.
No, you don't.
I do. I sure
Mike,
do.
we could put it, listen, if that fight ever happened, man, 2 cheesesteaks on me. If that happens.
Deal.
2 cheesesteaks, 2 of them.
Deal. And order cheese fries. Let me get some fries with that.
Oh yeah, listen, I get you a 2-liter soda with that too, player.
Mike, he gonna take care of you, Mike.
Let's go.
Listen,
I got my money on Bud.
School him, Cruz, please.
I have my money on Bud. The reason why, and you're hearing this from a fighter aspect, because Errol Spence does not move his head. He's a straightforward fighter. He's very one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. With Bud, you're gonna have to make those adjustments in the ring with him. If you cannot do that, the fight is lost. You can't wait to get to the corner to make those adjustments with Bud.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that.
That's a good breakdown.
Because what makes me good as a fighter, I make those adjustments in the fight with the guy in the round.
Right.
I don't have to come back to the corner to get those adjustments.
Right. And
that's what makes me tough to beat.
That's what makes champions.
Correct. Floyd, all those guys, all the great champions, you don't have to get to the corner to make those adjustments. You do it on the fly. Like, okay, I see this guy's doing this, I'm going to start doing that. Bam.
And you have to do it in the round, because if you wait till after the round, you're giving your opponent an opportunity to adjust for the next round.
Exactly.
Hey,
so
Mike, I'm gonna still buy. Listen, I'm still gonna buy you 2 cheesesteaks. Like, I know that's not
gonna
happen.
Win.
When you come to Philly, yo, I'm buying you 2 cheesesteaks with the cheese fries and a 2-liter soda. But that's just because you're my bro.
Nigga, we coming over there after the quarantine. Fuck it, Mike. Let's go. Fuck it, we going.
Cheesesteaks. Listen, cheesesteaks, the cheese fries on me, man, is going down.
Let's get it.
But it ain't gonna be because Spence is knocking out Bud.
Right, it's not gonna be because of that. I promise you, not that.
Another one because of that, but yeah, I feel you. Definitely gonna be another one because of that.
Oh man, listen, man, that's gonna be crazy. Once this quarantine over, man, I'm either coming out there, y'all come to Philly. Also, Cruz, I got a promoter here in Philly. He be putting fights on and all that. As far as your manager, if it's a situation where you having a hard time getting a fight, I know some people over here on the East Coast. We could definitely make that happen. We just don't want to see you not fighting. Like, you should be